drivers are. They're going to want to make their way to the front. They want to win this race. Problems coming out of turn number 4. The 23 is involved. That's Donnie Kelly. The caution comes out for the first time today.
Yeah, David Reagan and Ken Schrader, who had to start at the back of the field, barely avoided this incident coming off turn number 4.
Take another look. This is from the wall coming out of turn 4.
Looks like a little contact back there caused that spin. Then he lights them up. That's
Parker
the 77 car, Parker Klingerman. Then all the smoke back here, and you see the car stopped on the inside of the racetrack. That created a situation for Kenny Schrader and David Reagan. You know, I wonder if they're going to be team motors, because Ricky Stenhouse gets to the inside of Scott Speed. Oh, contact.
Bumping, and the caution has come out again. We've got a problem in turn number 2. And so for the second time in just a few laps, the caution has flown once again.
That's Dexter Bean again with trouble. Looks like he's got a lot of damage to the rear of that Glock Chevrolet.
Take a look from on board with Brian Silas what just took place. Again, the 37 skating up the racetrack in turn 2.
You see that 2-car of Scott Speed, the 99 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. See how close they are. Just a few moments ago, right before that caution flag came out, they were battling really, really hard. Caution flag on the racetrack.
Caution one more time. We've got a problem with the 12.
There was a contact right there we were talking about earlier, Rick.
Yeah.
Looked like Ricky got a little bit loose, had to chase the car up the hill, made contact with the left rear of that Red Bull Toyota.
It's Allie Owens that's struggling right now. The third caution of the day comes out. And Allie Owens has problems in turns 3 and 4, and so she gets turned around. The field tries to get by her, and she'll try to spin back around with a little bit of damage there to the left rear. So 3 cautions early on in this one. We're only on lap 22 of 200.
And you guys have talked about the opportunities for Scott Speed to get around his teammate at the front of the field, lead a lap, and get those bonus points. But they're actually talking about the opposite. They are so concerned about how aggressive Stenhouse is behind him. Speed has actually talked on the radio about letting the 99 go around, and they make contact. Speed into the wall.
Speed into the wall hard, and that happened because Ricky Stenhouse Jr. was into the back of him. Let's see if he's able to continue on. A lot of damage to the right side of this race car. He needs to make his way onto pit road.
You can look and you can see the rear end has really shifted over to the left. He may have broken a Menard bar.
Caution has come out once again. It's the 4th one. And, Phil, I tell you what, we said it had to be a miracle for there to be any chance for anyone to win other than Ricky Stenhouse or Scott Speed, but the miracle could be happening right now if these two continue to be aggressive on the track.
Boy, it really is. That was, it looked like Ricky Stenhouse got into the back of Scott Speed, had an opportunity to back off and turn him loose, and never really turned him loose. Let's see if we can, right here, Ricky Stenhouse gets in the back of Scott, and that's when, if he backs off, Scott has time to straighten it out, never backs off, pushes Scott up into the loose stuff, and makes pretty significant contact with the outside wall.
Kicks that rear end to the inside of this race car. Here's another look.
It was clear that the 99 car seemed to be a little bit faster than Scott Speed. Ricky gets in the throttle right here. He makes contact, and this stays up against him, and then gets him wiggling, gets him into the outside wall.
Almost climbed up the wall there, and so now we have got another story within the story. It is Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Is he too aggressive? Is he going for this championship too hard early on in this race? There's your leaders. They're putting him another lap down.
Oh, a little contact right there. A little.
Oh, problem. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. around. And, oh, by the way, that was the 2.
Yeah, well, there was no question there. That was a little bit of payback. A little bit of payback.
We got some issues taking place on the racetrack. Obviously, the 99 was given a warning for aggressive driving. The 2 we thought was giving his race car a chance to feel it out and see what was going on. And right now, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is stuck against the wall.
And guess who that leaves in the driver's seat? There's Scott Speed right there stuck in the inside wall. Now Justin Allgaier may be in the driver's seat for this championship.
Let's keep an eye on what's going on here between. We've got some people here that are not going to be happy. Let's look again as to what just took place here on the racetrack. Scott Speed was a lap down.
He made a little contact at the start-finish line, and then bonsai'd it into turn number 1 to make sure he caught the 99. And we heard Scott say he's not going to win that. He's not going to win a championship like that. He said it was very blatant what he thought when the 99 took Scott out, put him into the outside wall. So
Nancy, they thought I was nuts, but we're bringing the car to Toledo. We're going to put a new body on it, and as crew chief Wayne Carroll said, let's get it on a shaker rig and get it fixed and run here at Toledo.
Terry Jones has a problem in turns 1 and 2, and so he gets up against the wall. That will bring the caution out once again. That is the 7th caution of this race.
Terry was having a great run. He was running in the 4th spot right between Frank Kimmel and David Reagan. Tough break for Terry Jones. He's run sporadically this year. Had Jesse Smith running his car a number of races. But Terry from nearby the Windsor, Ontario area, not too far from here.
That is about the exact spot that the 99 was wedged into the wall and couldn't move. And now Terry Jones has stopped his race car up there against the wall, and he is not moving. And so we will take a look at what just took place to bring out our 7th caution. A little help Terry had into the wall.
Brian Silik right there on the inside. Good, strong side-by-side racing right there. Ooh, makes contact.
Gabby DiCarlo gets turned around and right back up into the middle of the racetrack. The 38 makes contact. That is
trouble right here at the start-finish line, too. Kim Butler, the 3rd, is turned around.
And the 60 of Patrick Sheltra makes a little contact.
The 00 right there also involved.
Take another look at what happened.
This is going in turn number 3. There's Brian Silik. He makes a little bit of contact with Gabby. John West does a nice job getting by. Luke Holcomb comes along and makes some contact, as well as the 5 of Bobby Gerhardt.
Bobby Gerhardt's been involved in a lot of incidents already today. And it looks as though he gets clipped one more time here.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of damage to Gabby's car right there.
A lot of debris on the racetrack after that hit. There you see the 00. That's Matt Krzyzewski. Sideways.
Coming off turn number 4 here, right towards the start-finish line. And then Patrick Sheltra and Kim Butler, the 3rd, got together, trying to avoid him.
Michael Simcoe in the 75, just behind him, Tom Hessert, the 3rd. Then Matt Carter. Rounding out that stuff. Those problems. Almost up into the wall in the 77, and then big problems coming off of turn 4.
Our point gets in. Frank Kimmel got by.
Brian Scott, huge damage to the right front of that race car.
There's a replay right there. You see Tom Hessert. Actually, he got in the back because the 75 was going underneath that 29 car right there of Brandon Thompson. I don't think it was a situation where he just ran in the back of him. You see the 75 of Simcoe getting up really, really high.
The 5 of Bobby Gerhardt slid into the infield. Here's another look at it.
You see, it looked like the 75 of Michael Simcoe got in the throttle. Tom Hessert got in the throttle. And then the 75 looked like he pedaled the throttle just a little bit. And when he did, Tom Hessert ran in the back of him, turned him around. And then these other guys came along with nowhere to go.
It was a chain reaction. It looked like the 29 didn't get up to speed as quickly as the 75 thought he was going to. And as you mentioned, kind of got out of that throttle just a bit. And that was all it took to cause the pile up behind him.
See right here, this is Matt Carter's onboard right here. He was running in the 4th spot. There's the contact right there. He's going to dump to the inside to get around Michael Simcoe. He's got the advantage that he seized it first.
He was the first one there, saw it. Brian Scott didn't see it in that 25, and he made probably the hardest contact. You know, I mentioned earlier, probably almost 100 laps ago to you, Phil. I said, Phil, isn't it amazing? It doesn't look like there's a scratch on that 16.
He's done a nice show. Trouble. All right, Kenny Schrader's up in the outside wall.
Kenny Schrader in the 52.
Bobby Gerhardt's involved.
The 22 of Ken Butler, the 3rd, pulled right down in front of Todd Bowser in that 21, but Todd was alert enough to stay away, avoid any incident. We have got an amazing stories continuing here in Toledo.